My name is DylanJames. I drive this VK56 powered RX-8. We're here at 10/10 Motorsports' first ever prep party. That's what it seems like. Quite know how this all came together, but we're getting, I think, 6 or 7 cars here ready for the event tomorrow, all at the same time, which is nuts. This is the cool part about drifting that people often don't think about. Like, driving the cars is sick, but the prep that goes into it and being able to prep with your homies, like, nothing like this has ever been done over here before, and that's awesome. Drifting is a culture. Drifting I've been thinking about since I was seriously like 3 years old. When I first skid the tire on a bicycle, you know how if you like go backwards on the pedals and it locks up the rear brakes? That was the first time I ever felt what it was like to go sideways. And that feeling stuck with me until I watched the Cars movie. Apparently you can turn right to go left, and I was like, well, that's fucking crazy. I've been thinking about that for a while. Maybe I can try that. Was very lucky to get one of those power wheels for my 5th or 6th birthday, and I had a steep enough driveway so that I could go down it full speed. Right at the end where it was the steepest, I'd turn the wheel all the way to the left, rip my foot off the gas, which would lock up the rears, and it just kind of skid sideways for a second. At 6 years old, I would suit up in a helmet, goggles, gloves, and my jersey to rip that after school for as long as that little thing would go. Always dreamed about having enough power to actually keep the slide going. Really, I didn't know that professional drifting was a thing until I was like 18 or 19. And that was when I first went to No Coast Drift Party 8. Found out that drifting was alive here in Albuquerque and was like, oh, that's genius. I've always wanted to do this anyways. UNM has a program in the engineering department where you and pretty much 30 other kids design, build, test, and race a scale Formula One Indy car from scratch. I learned that you could do that in high school. Just went to UNM for that reason. Did that program, did the suspension setup every week before we went out and test. We had like 25, 26 testing days. Drove the car in competition. Had the 3rd fastest lapping car at our international competition in Nevada. To continue to pursue suspension and drifting, as that's all I really care to do. That's it. And being able to do that at Certified Mobile Alignment and help out everybody here who might not have time to bring the car to a shop can give me a call and I can go over there and help out the best that I can. Just the most fulfilling thing I've ever done, and that's all I really care to continue doing. So the VK56 powered RX-8 is actually Shea's brainchild. This is his idea. When I came out of UNM for mechanical engineering, my first assignment here at 10/10, which was more than I could handle at the time, truly, was to figure out how to mount this engine to this subframe. Because the stock rotary subframe motor mounts are back up against the firewall, 8 inches further back than where the motor mounts for this engine start. So I had to figure out how to make this weird square piece of tubing with enough rigidity to hold this engine in. This is all Shea's idea. I'm just here to help it come to life, and everybody here at 10/10 put in so much work to get this car ready. It's truly insane. You know, I think for most people, and I think you'll hear a lot of people say this, it's the camaraderie. And I think most racing is coming around to that too. You know, competition's pretty hardcore, and when you're in a full competition mindset, it might not be as fun. You're not gonna make as many friends that way. Drifting, at least in Albuquerque, the way that the OGs here have brought the scene up to be is very relaxed, very cultivating, very positive. We're not out here racing for money, and You know, nobody's really trying to compete that hard. Nobody's trying to build a car to compete. It's awesome, and it breeds a lot of good friendships and some pretty talented driving for what we have to work with out here. Like drifting, as most people do in the community. We give everything we can to drift these cars, max out credit cards, spend more money than we should to be out here on track. I think every one of us do that every month. And this year I might not be driving as much, but I'm excited to be a part of the community in a different type of way. Some way that I get to hang out at the events, maybe do some more announcing, help people set up their cars, which seeing somebody go out there and drift for the first time and getting their reaction, seeing that their car actually works and it's driving like it should, and their newfound confidence in drifting and in life, that's killer for me right now. That is where it's at. So I'm excited. I'm excited to not drive as much and be a different piece of this.